this fall represents a very large milestone in the life of our church. This coming November, our church will turn 20 years old. Now, that is an interesting statistic because they say since COVID began, 36 churches a week have been closing since the start of COVID in North America, per week. On top of that, there's been more pastors than that quitting per week since the start of COVID. The stress, the strain of everything that has happened in our world over the last 3 years has just sunk so many faith-based communities. I'm not talking all of them were churches like ours. There's mainline churches. There's a whole bunch of different denominations wrapped in there. But this for us represents what we believe is a God milestone. Because in the 20 years that our church has been alive, officially, I have known so many more, a part of our own denomination, that started at the same time our church started and closed within 5 years. And our church, as a testament to the Lord and as a testament to the people of our church, remains strong and healthy. And not just strong and healthy, but we are thriving. And it's due to the Lord Jesus Christ and our commitment to Him. That's why. And this fall represents 20 years. So let me give you a quick story of the starting of our church. In 2001, myself and Robin, along with our good friends Mark and Andrea Giancola and our other good friends Stuart and Sarah McAvoy, we lived in Brantford. Stu and Sarah, Mark and Andrea lived in Burlington. We all felt like God was calling us to plant a church in Vaughan. So we got together, and every Sunday we would drive to Mark and Andrea's house, and we'd meet them, and we'd share a Bible study together. And myself or Stu or Andrea or Robin or Mark, we would share a quick word from the Lord, and then we'd pray together. And then we'd have lunch, of course. That was always wonderful. And then we'd get in their minivan, Mark and Andrea's minivan, and we'd drive up here to Vaughan, and we'd walk the streets of Vaughan, where all the houses were. And as we'd walk in front of the houses, we'd say, God, would you speak to the people in this house? And if they're not part of a gospel, Jesus-believing church, would you draw them to the church that we're going to start here? God, the people in this house right here, whatever's going on, if they have kids, Lord, would you draw them to know you? And we prayed for months and months and months. And after about 7 months of us all trying to move up here to Vaughan and get houses, we tried to get jobs. I personally applied for 90 different jobs and got turned down for every one of them. And it wasn't because I was qualified, it was because I was overqualified. They said, you're used to speaking to crowds of 400 and 500 people in the church that I'd been in. And I learned quickly that the wrong thing to say to them was, oh no, you don't understand. This really isn't the job that I want. I'm going to be planting a church, so I just need these to help me get me through. I realized later that really wasn't the greatest sales pitch to get a job. They're like, oh, then yeah, we don't want you to be in this job. And so after 7 or 8 months, none of us could get houses up here. We couldn't, it was still expensive 20 years ago, moving from Brantford, we couldn't get here. Robin and I felt like God was saying to us, okay, maybe you were to help start the church in its infancy in the living room, but you weren't meant to move here right away. So we decided that God opened up a door for us, and we moved to Rockville, and we pastored in a church for about 4.5 years. That same fall, that same week that we decided we were going to move to Rockville, Mark and Andrea got a phone call from the landlords of the house that they were trying to move into for months and months and months that kept rejecting them and saying no. Called them back and said, actually, we've had a change of heart. We'd like you to move in as soon as possible. So God just kind of opened everything together. It was God's purpose and God's will. Immediately, Mark and Andrea put an ad in the newspaper, the Vaughan Citizen, back when people read newspapers. Not on their phones. They put an ad in the Vaughan Citizen in the newspaper, and they said, new Christian church starting in a number of weeks. If you'd like more information, call this number. And they start to meet with people. And there's a few people in this room today who Mark and Andrea met with you in their house or in your house, and you're still here. Isn't that a good faith testimony right there? That's a powerful thing. And they put an ad in the newspaper. On the third week of November 2002, they rented a elementary school in Maple, and just over 40 people came to the first service. And now, 3 years later, Pastor Lindsay showed up and started to attend the church. And a year and a half after Lindsay showed up and started to attend, we came back and became part of the pastoral team. And now it's 15 and a half years after that, and we're about to celebrate our 20th anniversary. In the fall of 2020, God blessed us with the opportunity to adopt another church called Willow Ridge Chapel that was a little smaller than us, but they approached us and we really felt it was God's purpose and his plan. And we walked through that journey right in the middle of the pandemic, and God's been faithful through all of those things. And that has led us to the current facility we're in today here at Toronto District Christian High School in West Woodbridge. That's kind of the story, and I want to announce two quick things to you in regards to our anniversary. The first one is this, is on Sunday, November 20th, the third Sunday of November, the exact third Sunday, we are going to have a celebration service right here. We're going to invite all the politicians in our city, dignitaries, former pastors, former leaders, and that service is for anyone who is a part of our church family and anyone who's ever been a part of our church family that they've moved away or God shifted them into a different transition period in their life. We're going to invite everybody back, and we're going to pack this place out. We're going to have a great day, cake and every coffee in the lobby. It's going to be a great day, and that is Sunday, November 20th. So make sure you put Sunday, November 20th in your phone, in your calendar, because that will be our big celebration service right here on that day. The mayor is waiting to get back to me. His term will be done. We're hoping he'll be here with us, even though his term will be finished, because he's supported us and been with us. Most of the politicians in our city are going to be here, dignitaries, some other pastors, some pastors who've left our church to start other churches. They're going to come and be with us. It's going to be a great day. That's Sunday, November 20th. 3 days before that, on our actual anniversary, the actual day that Maple Community Church started in 2002 was Sunday, November 17th. Thursday, November 17th this year, we are going to have a banquet, formal attire banquet for everyone who considers Maple Community Church their church home. This is not going to be like the Sunday morning. It's only going to be for the family. We have it scheduled to happen at Terrace Banquet Hall. They've given us a great rate. We're going to have cheaper tickets that are going to be available. Registration will be open soon. That is for anyone who considers Maple Community Church their church family. It'll be only open to our church family. Pastor Mark and Andrew are going to come back for that day. We're going to be watching videos and pictures and stories of the history of our church. We're going to have testimonies, video stories, people who have gotten saved and baptized in our church, people who started from day one. We're going to have video stories of them. We're going to have people sharing on the platform, and we're going to have a bit of a worship concert together. We're going to be in that banquet hall, and we're just going to worship Jesus just like we just did. How many think that's a good idea? So if you're watching us online, you're part of our church family, hopefully you can get ready. All of the information is going to come out by way of our church email. It's not going to be publicly listed for the banquet on our website. The Sunday celebration will be on our website. But if you want to attend the banquet, you'll be able to get tickets and register through our app or through our weekly email. That's where the information will come out, because that's a family dinner together. Everyone, kids price and adult price, it's very significantly reduced. Terrace Banquet Hall is being wonderful to us. And then Sunday morning will be the celebration.